What's going on, everybody? This is Deshaun Johnson for DeshaunJohnson.com. In today's video, what we're going to talk about is how to be able to create content or have your side hustle while maintaining a family and a primary job during the day. This video is actually inspired by a video that Roberto Blake just did live streaming. Is hustle overhyped? And it really had me thinking, because there's been a lot of times that I got caught up in the whimsical activity of just hustling and no focus whatsoever. And the added piece I wanted to, this isn't a response video, by the way, but this is a supplement video to what he was saying. And the one thing that I had to think about for myself, that I had to really narrow down and just focus and be intentional with the things that I was doing with last minute lessons, reading an audio series, my web design brand, and the writing that I do. Those are the three things that I focus on. And I had to think about how do I really concentrate these things? How do I bring these things to an actual focus without just for the sake of just hustling and just for the bragging rights of saying I'm working hard? So without further ado, let's go ahead and let's break this down. Number one, the first thing that I do, and I'm only speaking from my experience, so I'm sharing that with you. If you decide to use it, that's great, but I don't want to come off telling you what you need to do. But these are things that's helping me. But number one, be intentional with my time. So what does that actually mean? That means that I'm looking at a calendar. I'm discussing things with my wife, fitting in and looking at all the activities that we actually have as a family. And I'm actually trying to figure out and segue what amount of time do I actually have to get things done. Okay, so some of the activities that I actually do is that I record audio for my last minute lessons reading an audio series, and there will be a description and a link below for that. If you're an English teacher, that's for you. I record audio and the video recording process. That needs to be done when everybody is asleep and when I don't have, right now there's nobody in the house but me at this point in time. So that's a priority. I have to do the recording process when nobody is present, so it'll be clear, there's no distractions, no interruptions, that sort of thing during this process. So that's one way that I actually prioritize. So that may be done at nighttime, that may be done on an off day where everybody else is at work, the kids are at daycare, like a day like today. So that's one way that I'm actually intentional with my time. Once I actually figured out my time, the second thing is that I make a to-do list. And if any of y'all are like me right now at this moment, then you know that doing a to-do list, for me, it gives me the biggest sense of accomplishment. As you can see behind me, I actually have a whiteboard with a list of projects, 2018 projects, that I actually just kind of knock out and kind of move over here so y'all can see. You can barely read it, but I have 4 bullet points. Actually, I got 5 bullet points. So last minute lessons reading an audio series, create a second bundle, DLJ works, set up sites as a framework, finish editing audio for blogs, schedule dates for posting, and schedule social media, which I'll talk about here in a little bit. But I make a list written down. As you can see, I have also a notebook just written down, just notes and a to-do list. And also I use an app, my notes app, not my notes app, my reminder app on my iPhone. And I'll show you a list of those things as well, just scrolling through. As you can see, I have categories for DLJ works, for teaching, because I am a teacher during the day, and just several other things here that just becomes convenient. So that's what I actually do. I make a to-do list and I write out tasks and I figure out what's a priority once I actually have that segment of time blocked out. The third thing I actually do is that I batch create and I schedule posts. And I actually got this method from Pat Flynn. And he does all his stuff. He sets up one day where he's just working, creates all his content, then he schedules it out to be posted at certain times, which is very beneficial for the algorithm, the Google algorithm, the YouTube algorithm, whatever type of content you're creating. Scheduled posting is a huge blessing, especially if you're in a position that I'm in, because with the time that you have, time is a precious commodity. You have to take full advantage of it. And for me, what works is setting up one single day to actually post. If you go to a website, such on the back end of mine, you will see that you'll be able to schedule out your posts. And this is also really good if you're trying to be consistent with your posting. If you have a total number of subscribers on your WordPress, your blog, even if it's made through WordPress. I can only speak for WordPress because that's what I use. And also you can, if you're on YouTube, like I have my YouTube channel, you can make a ton of content, set it up on a website, do all your editing in one day, and then go ahead and upload it to YouTube and schedule time for posting for it to be released, so YouTube can continue to count you as having activity on your channel, which is good for the SEO algorithm, as I've heard through Roberto Blake and Tim Schmoria and some other content creators on the site. So that is another good technique that helps me to be able to prioritize, do my side hustles, manage content, and build relationships online right now. The last thing that I actually have to maintain that's important to the things that I'm actually doing, selling the products, my brands, is the social media aspect. Cannot forget about that. Now, I'm not a master at social media. I picked two favorite tools of mine, which is here on YouTube, and it's actually Twitter. So with Twitter, I use Hootsuite to schedule out posts, and I actually use Buffer on my Facebook posts to actually get the messaging out and word out about several things, posting content that I just created. But not only just that, why I use that to set up the actual post, I'll go on those actual sites, those actual brands, and I will just use it to see how can I help people, how can I actually communicate, carry on conversations, and going in mind with that. That is very critical, very vital to building your online brand. So these are just some things that I actually do right now that helps me to maintain and manage my time in regards to the things that I'm doing in addition to public school teaching. So if you got anything out of this video, if this video was very helpful to you, like, subscribe, comment. We'd love to carry on the conversation with you even further. If there's anything that you feel like I missed or could have been with more in detail on, please let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. Deshaun Johnson with DeshaunJohnson.com. See you in the next video. God bless y'all.
If you're a middle school or high school English teacher in need of a high quality reading lesson at the last minute, go to teacherspayteachers.com and search for Last Minute Lessons for ELAR by Deshaun Johnson, and search and shop the ever-growing list of products, last minute lessons that highlight reading and audio lessons from some of your favorite stories. As a matter of fact, you could try one out for free by going here and downloading the sample file on teacherspayteachers.com. Last Minute Lessons Reading Audio Series by Deshaun Johnson. High quality products, reading products at and for your convenience.